So guys, we're out in, what city are we at?
Redmond, Redmond, Oregon.
Redmond. I just came from Washington and I didn't realize we're in the freaking desert out here, like drenched. Your new facility.
Yep.
You guys came from, you said over there.
Salem, Oregon, yeah.
Salem. And now you're out here to, what, 25,000 square foot facility? And so today we're just gonna give you guys a quick tour, not the nuts and bolts, but we're gonna maybe meet some of the people they've got working inside, look at some of the parts that Radian makes, and of course talk to the guys that found the company and run it. Josiah.
Yeah.
Mickey,
Josiah. Pleasure.
Josh, the owner, founder, Radian Weapons. You got the shirt on, I like those shirts. What do you wanna look at first?
I think that it would make sense to probably check out Raptor Assembly. Raptor is a very popular charging handle.
Sure.
A lot of people have it, and it'd be cool to show them, you know, where it comes from.
You guys may have seen the video that we did with all the charging handles. If not, we'll put up a link right here and you can watch that. Drew put a link up.
We used to have metal ones that weren't quite the same capacity.
So Dan, what are you doing there? You're setting up.
I am putting the shafts in the tray here, getting them ready to load.
This will have the
That's what it's gonna look like, yeah.
company name, Raptor. It'll have all of the good patent numbers, which are super important.
Yes.
And boom. Easy peasy, all right. Should you be wearing eye protection?
Oh, it's...
Nope, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get right up in there.
Oh, that's cool. That probably never gets old to see.
No, it's...
What's neat to me as a consumer is folks see this stuff on the store shelf or in a catalog or online and they buy the rifle, and then they don't realize that there's a dude sitting there touching them by hand numerous times to make it happen. I think we assume in this modern age that stuff just is spit out by machines, you know?
No, like it's a whole, you know...
A lot of teamwork goes into making a finished product. You know, there's a lot of steps, and everyone's got to work together to deliver quality at all times.
What got you on this design? Like you just decided one day I'm going to make a better charging handle?
Yeah, well, we had the low receiver was our first product, but yeah, I saw the charging handles that were out there and thought that, you know, the design could be improved upon. So it's a drop-in product, something that's easy to change out. It would sell well if it was a good design, and had an idea of getting rid of the T-handle design and going to two independent levers that were still forward-facing some, even one retracted so that had a good grip and your hand wouldn't slip off it. And it seems like consumers really like it. So
they're very durable as well. Is this machine just for charging handle lasering? You don't use it, you don't have other jigs for laser engraving other stuff?
Right now we don't have any other laser products. We're considering adding a Form 1 engraving option if you buy a lower receiver from us, to where you can do your Form 1 engraving, to where when it comes factory direct from the, you know, from us to you, you'll have your Form 1 engraving done, so all you got to do is file the paperwork to SPR the lower receiver. So that's the only other one that's kind of on the docket right now that we're considering doing.
Very cool.
also this laser will do deep engraving, so you can actually etch down in the material, you know, 4 or 5 thousandths deep, and then anodize after the fact, so you can have a nice clean mark that you don't even really see unless you're up close, because it's just black on black. So we're probably going to do that on some optics mounts and other stuff in the future.
Cool.
So.
Very cool.
Here we are.
Finished up.
Hot tray of charging units.
Hot tray.
Fresh off the press.
That's cool, man. Hold on. Hey Nick, what do you do up here at Radian?
So I am our production manager. I handle day-to-day operations as far as what's getting made, what we're assembling, what stuff's coming in from our vendors, what's going out to vendors, stuff like that.
So basically, if I try to order a part and you don't have it, it's your fault.
It is my fault. You can cast out to me, absolutely.
Now you got a lot going on here. You guys have a a lot of moving parts, no pun intended.
Yeah, no, we do. But it's been great since moving over here about a year and a half ago. We've probably close to tripled our employee size, our bandwidth that we have, what we're able to produce. You know, as far as getting caught up on rifle stuff like that, we've been working really hard. It takes a lot, especially machining most of your own stuff in-house and doing as much as you can in-house. There's a lot of quality control behind that we pride ourselves on. So yeah, be patient with us, and we're busting our butts to get everything out that we can.
Awesome. I appreciate your time. I won't take you away from your work.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yep, if we can find the other one, that would be even better. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Jason.
Hey Jason, I'm Mickey.
How you doing? Right now I'm actually going to be putting the Raptors together for the production line, getting the roll pins set down there, and these are just placeholders to keep everything together before we actually...
I see, so that's not actually part of the process.
No.
It's part of the process, but not part of the finished product.
Mm-hmm. These springs stay inside, and these basically just hold them together.
Very cool.
So they can be assembled.
This whole area in general is accessory assembly. On this side right now, they're assembling Raptor charging handles, which they're normally doing on this bench. Sometimes it's both workbenches at the same time. On this side, they're currently installing titanium bushings and a aluminum QD endplate body.
Grab one of those, will you?
Sure.
Do you guys take turns so that you don't have to like stay on the same thing?
Yeah.
What's your favorite station?
Packaging is the easiest, but
Oh, so you're the easiest kind of guy? Is that what you're saying?
no. This one you can put your head down and crank through a lot of Raptors though.
So what are you doing?
I'm setting a bushing into this QD end plate, and basically just line it up, set it on. We've got a template here at the press. Very little pressure seats that bushing, and now we got a finished product.
Very cool.
This is 7075 aluminum machine QD body, and then we press fit a titanium bushing in there. Nice material for, you know, putting your 1-point slings in there. It's rock solid.
So overall, it's super lightweight, but you have the titanium to bear the load of the detent
So the
balls.
aluminum doesn't wear out and stretch.
Yeah, aluminum ones just wear out over time, and this will last you forever.
So why titanium and not stainless or something? Is there a
It's
problem
lighter,
with, okay,
and it's even more corrosion resistant. So
okay. Gino,
Hi, how's it going?
you're greasing those up right now?
Yes, sir.
So is this something that has to be done from time to time by the end user?
This is just to kind of help prevent any wear between these components here, and helps the product to move smoother. But yeah, you can apply some more grease to keep it moving nice and smooth.
I mean, clean your rifle. You'll get some gun oil in there anyway. Yeah. And you're actually running the manual press.
That's correct.
What's your name, sir?
David,
David?
nice to meet you.
So at this point, it's done. It's ready for packaging, right? No more machining or sandblasting or...
One last inspection and then in the package.
So is this the inspection phase right here?
the person that packaging them takes a look over them, feels the motion of the levers, and makes sure it's greased, and in the package it goes.
They orient the mainspring a certain way so there's no binding with the spring, and it should be a nice smooth throw, if you will, when you're pulling either lever. Nice and consistent. And this one's rock solid. It's ready to go out and go into somebody's rifle.
Vice President of the company, packaging product. You guys clean the toilets?
We actually have somebody that does that. We've made it.
We don't even subject our employees to
A lot of people want a couple bathrooms.
And what are you doing down here?
I'm facing what he's in the press, making sure the emblem's coming out. They give me the nice, easy job.
So you're packaging them up, getting them ready for the end user.
Yep. Yeah, this is what the customer will see.
Do you guys close your eyes at night and see these parts? You lay it, drinking your beers on the couch, or Chardonnay? A couple of you guys look like Chardonnay dudes.
So this is where all the final assembly for all the accessories, which again is our main product line, happens. And what we can do now is kind of pop you over and take a look at some of our high-end gun builds and kind of that process. They all get built one at a time by a single gunsmith, and go through pretty rigorous QC processes to make sure they are going to go bang when you pull it out of the box and put it together and start pulling the trigger.
And be accurate.
Right.
I won't go into it here, but just so because it's in my head, if I go online or somebody goes online and they order one of your guns on the website, it's made here by the gentleman that we're about to go watch and meet. Very cool. Corona? I dig some Corona. I think I'm gonna go do the shoots tonight.
There you go. Good choice.
The shoots.
Well, how we do things here is all of our rifles currently are built off of this lower receiver, which is the original AX556 lower receiver.
So go back a second. You said AX556, which
that was our first product, or Josh's first product that he made way back in 2010.
Yeah.
We've been slowly ramping up our ability to make these things. They're a bit of a challenge as there's a lot that goes into the machining and post-processing to make these things work. And basically how we've done it is every single one of our rifles are going to have this upper and lower with various handguard options if you want a 14.5, a 10.5, 16, whatever. But they all feature these lowers, which are pretty neat because you have the ability to lock the bolt to the rear with the magazine release, all right, which is kind of a weird feature. Some people take a little bit to get used to.
I love it.
Right, and what it does is a right-handed shooter, if you have a malfunction, almost 100% of the time you have to strip the magazine out to clear the malfunction. So the first step of remedial action is to push the magazine release button. Now typically we're used to, as righties, bringing the gun down to our hip, pushing the magazine
from the opposite side,
locking the bolt to the rear, coming back under fire control, clearing the malfunction, putting a new fresh mag in there, and dropping the bolt. But what this feature allows you to do is strip the magazine, and in one motion under fire control you can lock the bolt to the rear simply by pushing the magazine and release and charging the charging handle. You can clear your malfunction, put a fresh mag in, and if you want, use a right side bolt release tool to drop another round into the chamber and you're back in the fight. And so that's a really popular feature. It's proprietary. You can see here on the left side you also have a left side magazine release, bolt catch, bolt drop. And that's what it looks like right here when you push the right side bolt magazine release, is it actually actuates the bolt catch there with a pin. So that's a really popular feature. This thing, there's a lot that goes into the machining. We chamfer every single pick so that there's no sharp edges anywhere on the gun. We're using the Magpul M-Lock attachment system, and the upper and the handguard actually blend together really nicely.
It's so tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah, we want to have nice tight receivers so that there's no slop when our customers are shooting the gun. Obviously, there's a Raptor charging handle option that comes stock, Raptor SD. Our Talon Safety, we're using an American Gold trigger, which is a 2-stage, 2.5-pound match grade trigger.
Yeah, that trigger's slick.
416R stainless steel barrels with a bead blast finish. The 300 blackouts are 1-7 twists, 223 wilds are 1-8, and we actually have 224 Valkyrie now, which is also a 1-7 twist. We guarantee they're sub MOA accurate out of the box with match grade ammo.
You guys test with Black Hills?
Black Hills 77 grain is what we test with. And yeah, it's a sweet little package. We actually Cerakote them in-house. That's how we get the various color options that are available currently.
I dig it. Jake, what do you do here?
I'm the gunsmith here at Radian Weapons.
Okay. So there's just a few of you that hand assemble all these guns from all your handmade parts, right? You guys aren't having some machines put these things together?
No. They're all built by one person from start to finish, all the way through to one gun. Every gun, once it's fully assembled, is test fired for functionality, brought back, hand cleaned, inspected to make sure everything looks flawless before it's boxed and shipped to the customer.
How long start to finish average build?
A good build, if we don't run into anything, takes about 45 minutes from start to finish.
Not bad, not bad.
He'll actually assemble a whole batch of them, and then we'll usually test fire them once a week, take them out to the range, shoot them, and as he's assembling them, he's actually following a predetermined spec sheet, essentially, where the barrel nuts get torqued down at the same foot poundage, the rail screws are torqued down to the correct inch pound, and we're meticulously going through making sure that all the assembly steps are done correctly, and then we function test them both in the firing stage and then just through a QC process here in the shop, checking for tight chambers, making sure all of the safety features like the safety and the trigger are working properly, all the magazine releases, both of them are working properly, making sure the right side bolt hold open option is functional. And he gets those things put together, and like you said, we clean them in a batch, and then we usually are shipping them out on like Friday is kind of the deal. And we're doing, you know, push kind of like batch manufacturing, where we're running handguards on 1 or 2 machines for a week, and then they're running lower receivers and uppers, and so sometimes there's lags and when all those parts come together in order to go to the bin process and make the final assembly. So that's why you'll see varying lead times occasionally. It's mainly because of machine output capacity, which we're going to talk about next.
Is it pretty cool for you to sit and look at all this from 10 years ago?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, may I? So, like, you've got the finished gun here, like to see these with your name on them,
Yeah,
going
it's
out
awesome.
the door, and
Yeah.
What's the next step?
We're going to do more of a mid-range gun, hopefully next year.
I'm going to interject. That's the thing I think a lot of people don't understand. This is not just another rifle. This is completely, it's still an AR, right? But
Yeah.
you guys have put so many of your own touches that makes it special, and that's what costs money.
Yeah.
Dudes hand assembling stuff. We saw the guys over there, just how many dudes you got putting together just these 2 pieces. That's not even the guys that had to make them.
Yeah.
And all the equipment and designing and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. I like it.
We're fortunate in the sense that, you know, when a lot of times you're dealing with purchasing rifles from a rifle manufacturer, you know, they're corporately owned and controlled, and, you know, this is a small company that is family owned, and Josh's dedication to quality has never wavered, and, you know, we've never sacrificed output for quality. So people get frustrated with us a lot of times because of availability of lowers, for instance. You know, they really want them, and we have a hard time making them and making all the Raptors that keep us in business. And so I think that's one thing to take away from this tour maybe, is that, you know, we're never going to deviate from our quality standards, and we'll slowly grow and kind of continue to output parts as we're able to effectively make them in our quality standard.
I think a lot of folks don't realize you guys make these for tons of other companies. So you guys might go buy a brand new rifle, and this might be on there, and it might even have their company name stamped on it.
Yeah.
And end user doesn't even realize it's coming from you guys.
Right.
So that's
Well,
what
our
you guys
philosophy has always been to work really well with other manufacturers. We buy parts from companies that are good, like we use PWS buffer tubes, for instance. And, we obviously don't make springs or anything like that, so we have to rely on other companies for those parts.
Magpul furniture.
Magpul furniture. We're using dead air flash hiders. And so when you have a great product and you're able to work effectively with other companies, it actually is beneficial to both companies. They can get charging handles from us that enhance their rifles and gives them a better experience. Talon Safeties are another popular OEM product that we sell to quite a few companies.
Yeah, these are awesome.
You know, it's always our philosophy to try to work well with even our competitors that are in the same space as us, because it will, you know, help benefit both of our organizations.
So a little scratch or a dent, and that's a big mistake.
That'll end a rifle's life right here at the bench. Quality control is key here.
Nice and wet.
Little slip 2000.
My fave.
And that one's done.
So this is order is just an upper, or you've got a lower going with this one? Okay.
This was just a demo rifle that we have that needed to be put back together.
It wouldn't end the clock out on Friday. And that was it.
Interesting.
All right.
So when we moved in here about a year ago, this was just an empty steel building. So we did epoxy on the floor and built this big cable tray for all the wiring, for all the power for the machines and data lines. As far as the stick construction over here, we've got downstairs off in the corner, we've got a washroom, sandblast room, Cerakote with 2 booths, and we're gonna have a robotic Cerakote machine set up in there as well. And then over the right here, we've got a big break room for our employees upstairs. The conference room will be up here. This big open area will be a glass front conference room. And then several offices. And my office will be in the far corner, and we'll have a gym up here.
Do you like to work out?
Yeah, I do. So, yeah, quite a few of us like to work out, so our managers will be able to.
So that mezzanine area up there where the ladder is, you guys will be able to.
It's going to be all enclosed.
Oh,
and
will be?
It'll be a nice air-conditioned gym in there, yeah. And then there's going to be a long room on the floor here that's not even framed up yet. That's going to be the rifle build room. So we'll have more room to build rifles and secure that. And a room above it for video and photo studio. And then on the shop floor, we've got 5 Makino A51 horizontal machining centers. We're getting a 6th one next month. And on the other side of these mills is our lathe and Swiss department. We've got a couple of Tsugami CNC lathes and Moriziki mill turn, and we're going to be adding some more of those in the near future as well.
How long have you been a machinist?
I started training in 1992.
92. How old are you?
17 years old at the time, yeah. So, actually I was 16. Yeah, I'm 43.
Okay.
So I've been doing it a while.
Yeah, and to speak to kind of where the foundation is for our quality parts and everything, it really is in the machining processes. We use really high-end 5-axis mills for a lot of their operations for gun parts and for charging handles, and by using top-of-the-line equipment, you're able to hold the tightest tolerances and make sure that your parts are in spec, less rejects, less problems for the customer, you know, with parts that bind up and don't work properly. So, you know,
we can make high-quality parts on lower-end machines, but it's not as easy and takes more manpower. So we're trying to make it to where we can get the most product output out the door with the employees we have. Obviously, we're adding people all the time, but it's hard to find and train good people. So So investing in good equipment and state-of-the-art equipment is really key to growth.
I think the thing that people, everybody's always looking for a deal, right? I don't know how often I see folks comment online like, well, yeah, it costs a lot. We were just talking as we walked in here about what we're going to have for dinner. We like nice things. And it's not just nice for being nice. It's not like fine painting. It works really nice. Like, I'll have dudes take one of my carbines, one of your builds, and they might have a high-end gun, and they're like, holy shit, this is really nice. Like guys that maybe spent $3 or $4 grand to build it themselves and source a bunch of parts, and it's not as nice as yours that costs less to buy complete.
Yeah, we take pride in the fact that you're not just paying more money, you're getting a better product. I think you're still getting a better value for your money. This machine is currently running our Talon Safety selector shaft that goes inside the lower receiver that the lever's attached to.
Can't see a whole lot, but
now you can see them coming off the conveyor belt here.
Oh, wow. A lot going on with that little guy.
Yep, a lot of features, a lot of milling tools. These machines hold real tight tolerances, and with the oil, flood oil on them, tools last a long time, which is nice. Run unattended day and night. This is a bar loader.
Oh.
So there's 12-foot bars of material in this, and when the machine gets done with one bar, it pulls the remnant back out and drops it under here. You
so
see
that's too short to use?
It's the end of the bar, it's the last piece. On a Swiss machine, it's about a good 10-12 inches, so it's pretty long, and then it loads the next bar in, faces it off, and starts running the next production cycle, the next 12-foot bar.
So what do you got back here? This is all just different.
So this is the temporary blast department. Again, we have a blast room built that we showed you earlier, that once it's finished, all this equipment will move into.
And by blast, you mean sandblast?
Sandblast and glass bead. I think everybody's on break right now, but yeah. So we're running 2 shifts on this as well. Machines are running 2 11-hour shifts, 7 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys make a superior product. We've talked about it numerous times throughout our visit here today. It's not for everybody.
No.
Not everybody in the world is going to buy your rifle, and that's okay.
Yeah, one point I'd like to make, because there are other manufacturers who hold tight tolerances and assemble with care and test for other weapons. But engineering, right? I mean, we have several feature sets that aren't standard on an AR-15. And so you start with an improved design, I mean, you execute it well, and you've got extra feature sets built into a weapon that aren't on other guns. And so it's not just a well-executed, great fit and finish, accurate rifle, but it has those extra feature sets as well, you know?
Right. So in addition to being a well-built, nice-looking, pretty gun, it's got shit other guns don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you guys designed it, you patented it, it's your stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Right, I think that's the difference maker for me as well. You know, again, the gun isn't for everyone. If you're a guy who wants to shoot steel on the weekends and not spend $2,500 on a rifle because that's not in your budget, then it's probably not for you, and that's perfectly fine. And there's other guys that they just want to have like a really well built rifle that has really unique ambidextrous controls, basically, and some neat features that are available elsewhere, which like the Raptor and the Talon, but in a complete rifle system that works really well. So I really agree with Josh. I mean, that's kind of, if I was going to pitch somebody on why they should buy a rifle, you know, beyond just the care in manufacturing and quality of manufacturing, you got some neat feature sets in there for sure.
We teach a lot of pistol classes, we teach rifle classes, and guys will say, I tried your gun, I want it. Easy, here's the website. Or a pistol only class, I want to come to one of your rifle classes, what should I get? And I'll ask, well, are you like a gun guy that likes to fill your walls full of guns? Or are you the guy that just wants a gun? And like, I'd rather have, you know, give me my Langdon Beretta and one of your rifles and I'm golden. In reality, I own lots more guns than that, but like I'd be okay with that. But we just had one of our students and good friends of mine, he ordered one last week from you. And he said, I'm not going to buy 5 or 10. I want one that's dynamite. I'm going to buy whatever optic is awesome, and I'll put that on there, and that's my gun.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, then, you know, call these dudes. If you got $500, that isn't the way that's going to go down. But he's like, no, I'll have it forever. I want that one. Call them. He did. And you guys, I think he got a hold of you through email because he wanted certain parts a certain way and certain colors, and you made it happen, and it'll be shipped out whenever you're done making it. Like, that's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you've been in the AR game for even a couple of years, you probably have gone through the process of building your own, which is super fun. I think that's one of the popular reasons the AR-15 is so popular. Yeah. People enjoy that aspect of it. And you've probably gone through an iteration of changing out gear on a rifle you've bought and changing different parts, whether it be a charging handle, a safety, an end plate, M-lock attachment, whatever.
Yeah.
That's half the fun. But yeah, if I was going to tell somebody, you know, if you're buying one AR-15, you know, you want to make sure it's a really good one that's going to last a while and be something that you're going to really enjoy shooting. And I think that the Model 1 is good in the sense that, you know, you have those ambi controls that are great. It's super smooth shooting, good recoil impulse. It's really accurate. And, you know, if you buy a Model 1, you know, we're going to stand behind that product as long as we're in business. To the consumer,
which,
to the retail market.
Based on what I see here, will be a long time because you guys have all these long-term plans that you're implementing. So.
Yeah, we really don't want to be flashes in the pan, I don't think. I mean, Josh has been working at this for over 20 years of his life, and me for, you know, over 3 now, which isn't super long, but, you know, we want to be around. And the thing that I get most out of working here is when you talk to consumers that have your products, you know, and they tell you they've got 10 Raptor charging handles and they just love them and they think they're great. You know, that's the real rewarding part about what you do is when people really appreciate the gear. Like, I'm a gun guy and I'm into bolt guns and 22s, and when I have a really nice one, you know, I would really love to tell the people that, you know, on shoots or CZ or whoever, like, hey, that's a hell of a rifle, you know, I really like it. So that's what I get out of it and what I really enjoy about it.
When you're talking about one rifle, I can't remember if it was Davy Crockett or Daniel Boone, but one of them said, beware of the man with one rifle. He likely knows how to use it.
It's true, man.
I love that slogan. So
John Bianchi said, one gun, one holster all the time. He was talking to like cops.
Right.
Because he's saying, like, you have that one, same gun, same holster. And how many of us, I mean, I personally have a plethora of ARs, but in reality, unless I'm going to go shoot like some long range stuff, that one gun comes off the wall and that's it, right?
you probably carry the same gun every day.
Yeah, and I know how to use it, and it's going to work well. So buy one that works well. And I don't know if you guys aren't going to like this, but I don't clean my Radian that much because that's just what I do, and it's freaking been bulletproof. Thousands of rounds.
Well, who likes to clean a rifle? Nobody does. But
I mean, I got a buddy that if he goes and shoots 2 rounds, that comes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't clean mine either.
Well, we had a guy. I'm trying to think it was Ryan. He shot 1,200 rounds suppressed at a competition, and didn't have a single malfunction. You know.
For you guys who don't understand why that's important, when it's suppressed, all that gas is ending up back into the gun.
I mean, there was so much carbon in his trigger pack and everything. It was unreal. But the thing kept running.
Way to go. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me stop out. I'm looking forward to some drinks and dinner later. How do people find you guys?
I think we're on Instagram and Facebook, and Twitter, and we have a website. So RadianWeapons.com.
Yeah. And on Instagram, you're Radian Weapons. Mm-hmm. Is it Radian_Weapons or just Radian?
Just one
Weapons?
word, yeah.
Radian Weapons.
Yeah.
Do you use Twitter? Who uses Twitter?
I have one. I don't put it.
I put stuff up there, but I don't even know.
About,
Okay.
Yeah. Donald tweets.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, you can email them. Appreciate you watching the video. I'll add one more thing here. If you're going to buy their parts, buy them from a reputable dealer and buy them from them directly, because people pirate this stuff and it may look the same, but it's not the same, which means that you've actually told me that you've had people call you to warranty stuff and it's not yours. It's some copied garbage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, usually what you'll see is the determining factor is. So the way to spot a forged or counterfeit Raptor is the insides, or these handles here, will have a little bit thinner walls. The roll pins, you will notice, are extremely, they're not rolled very much. There's like one roll. And the material is like 60-61 and bends real easy. And
so you could like...
Yeah. Some people, though, don't have an eye for quality, and they're like, this looks just the same to me. So anyway, to us it's obvious, but yeah.
Yeah, the other thing too is we sell the Raptor to quite a few different companies, and we co-brand it for them because it's an OEM product. And
our patent numbers are listed on every one of them, though, whether it's sold with PWS's branding on it or ours.
Do the counterfeits have your patent numbers?
No.
That did happen once, and they got sued, and
so somebody literally just recopied the patent.
They even had our name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
buyer beware. Don't try to save $20 on something that you intend to work well.
Right. What we've seen too is people can sometimes cause pretty considerable damage to their gun when these things come apart while they're firing.
I didn't even think about that.
So, buy the real thing, support American companies. We really appreciate it.
That's the other part. I tell that to guys all the time, dudes. That we started to talk about this on the assembly floor. Is guys are always looking for, well, that's expensive. I say this to our viewers all the time. There was a butcher shop in my town growing up. It's still there, old time butcher shop. You know, they had like the whole half slabs of beef they'd be whacking shit off of. And there's a sign over the counter that says, good meat's not cheap, cheap meat's not good. And that was like, you know, that was the thing.
It's true.
It is. Yeah. Like you want Walmart ground chuck, head down the road and buy it up. That ain't what we have here.
Right.
You know, that ain't what we have here. And this ain't ground chuck up in here.
Is that 3-finger or jack?
3-finger jack over there.
Black Butte.
I don't know what that is.
Not a bad view from the office here, fellas. So they call that the Three Sisters, those 3 peaks?
Yeah, all 3 of them are over 10,000 feet tall. They are the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th highest mountains in Oregon.
Are they also volcanoes like the other ones I drove past?
I think they all are, yeah. So hopefully they don't blow anytime soon.
And this one over here?
That's Mount Jefferson.
And that's taller, right?
I think that one's a little bit shorter than these
guys. Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And then Mount Hood is the tallest at a little over 11,000.
11,244. Looked that up earlier.
Is that Bachelor? I think it is.
That's Bachelor. Yeah.
Big ski resort up there.
On the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice spot to sit and eat your lunch.
Yeah.
Cool.